How's it going, guys? I'm your host Korriban Gaming. Welcome back to this week's Dragon Faber video, and pardon the crappy coloring on my Doom Knight. I actually forgot to switch it back. Oops, and I also forgot to turn on the graphics back up to high. So yeah, anyways, I've been warring quite a lot this war. Been trying to get all the way up to 10,001 war waves, which is counter breaking. Okay, I'm slightly over halfway there, but for this week's release, we actually have the 50% mark. So they recently just hit the 50% mark about 4 hours ago, and it's like 8 a.m. right now. Just woke up, but I really wanted to cover this because I am very excited. Okay, so the shop and upgrades, I heard you can buy stuff with Defender's medals, and I already maxed out my Defender's medal stack, okay, for this war. So hopefully we'll have enough to buy off the items and then max out the stack again. But before we can do that, we have to first look at the quest from 50%, okay, which is Respite. Let's go ahead and check it out. Whoa, that is some freaking cool animation. There are so many of them. Getting tired, Yuenta? You know I'm not. These old bones aren't even close to breaking. Maybe the makers didn't make me, but I am who I am. And I'm not ready to rest just yet. Glad to hear it. What about you, Destroyer? I'm just warming up. I don't need to know Draconic to understand that. What's our next target? Okay, and of course more pages. Whoa. Holy crap, guys. What in the world? Nota, okay. Come to face us yourself, or only to flee should things not go your way? I'm just here to talk, to give you a respite. Well. And Temblor is pummeling Mialos. I don't want you two dead after all. You have fooled me with your endless army of golems and machines. Surely there are no challenge for the champions of the avatars. I just need you occupied and out of the way. Big things are happening, and we little folk should take care not to stray underfoot. And if I just take you down here and now, you can't. You know your blows won't land, you'll be wasting your energy. No, let us talk. And let us gaze across this shattered firmament. They couldn't even bother to stay on law. No, to impress upon you their majesty, to awe you with their power, to hide from their responsibilities. They created this bubble. This secret sphere of time and space, hidden in the void. The void? The void. That twisty, turning nothing and everything between planes. I had my suspicions of where they were hiding. But to enter the void, one requires unimaginable power and knowledge. Or you just need the right tools. So you use Mialos. I didn't even know it was possible. The Exalted, well, some of them at least, must have passed through the void at one point. Hence their ruins scattered in the depths of Le Shayak. Or maybe they had a more direct route from the plains. It matters not. Yes, Korriban, Mialos was my key. Perhaps you've encountered ruins such as Mialos before, ancient structures, broken and alien. They came before us, before our world, before even the Exalted. And as I found out, as I had hoped, there are those such as Mialos who have the capability to pierce the plains. And what have you done to Mialos? Yes. Janos, I believe? Is it so hard to believe that I convinced him with my words? He's out there fighting the avatars on his own with all his might, and you're saying you just convinced him? Have you forgotten that it was the avatars who first imprisoned him? It was the avatars who then declared him Malleus, and along with all our fellows, locked us away in some magical artifact to be forgotten? Certainly you may have saved Mialos, but what of his own dreams and ambitions? You freed him from corruption, but would that have been the end? Had he not fled, surely the avatars would have hunted him down sooner or later. He made his choice, and don't you talk of his dreams and ambitions. You only wanted to use him as a tool. He was forced by circumstances the avatars put him in. No, he didn't want to be used by you. You can't pin everything on the avatars. And yet it all worked out. He fell out of sight, and I offered him his dream back. You saved him from the clutches of corruption and losing himself to doom. And I saved him from death, and gave him the means to fight his own battle against destiny. This is the balance of the Exalted, the dichotomy. Of the Exalted were two races, the same, yet opposite. I do hope you're taking notes. Oh, what's this? The Celestials were beings of destiny, of good, and the Infernals then were beings of doom, evil. So she's referring to the beings in the Exaltia Tower. For those of you guys that do not know, there is an in challenge, okay, based around this entire exalted thingy, okay, and the final boss is the engineer, okay, pretty tough boss, but not the toughest boss inside of the entire game. Recently, AQverse also added the Exaltia Tower challenges, and I thought it was really cool, okay. Words are just words though, labels. These were their natures, built into their very beings. And yet they worked together to throw down their oppressors. These fundamental opposites coexisted and fought as one, against the ever-present yoke of destiny. The avatars, the makers, they are beings of order, of destiny. Their false balance is stagnation. But do not misunderstand. I do not intend to drag law into doom, into darkness, for example. To do so is to decay, to erode and self-destruct, until we can hang on to whatever sliver remains or we dissipate. No, we of the mortal races, we were made with both doom and destiny entwined. We self-balance, we determine our own destiny, our own doom, our own good and evil. This is our soul that cries out when oppressed, that calls us to action, that holds back our hand from going too far, that measures out justice. From what I've come to understand of Mialos, he was created to be a false being, an artificial sentience, a tool. But that sea of doom that was consuming him, that you freed him from, it infected him, balanced him, made him whole. I imagine something similar must have happened to your lock and key. It's a lot to process, I know, but I am no liar. The avatars are changing. If Mialos and lock and key could be infected, is that not what's happening to the avatars? I couldn't say. I doubt they'll let me ask. And if I were to tell you that the makers have indeed been corrupted by this balancing force, this doom, it's not out of the realm of possibility. No, it does not. It does not exonerate them from their crimes. And who's to say that they won't succumb to their old habits? No, there is only the safest and most efficient option. Thank you, Yuenta Korriban. You have been most enlightening students. And knowing your tenacity, well, think about what you're fighting for as you deal with some of more of my toys. As for that small dragon who keeps following you around, I wonder. How unusual. It seems there's much more I do not understand. We are not made to understand the workings of the gods, and yet we strive ever onward. Funny that. See you around, hero. The lady gives me shivers all over my scales. Well, what do you think? There's certainly some story, but she clearly doesn't have the whole picture either. Even if what she says is all true, then that just makes me feel better in my choice. I've seen what the makers have done for Leshayek, and I trust them, and Lock and Key as well. Whatever choices we make will be our own, this I know. However, this will end. All we can do now is battle on. Well said. Okay. Breaks over. Alright, so that's the end of that. Now for shops and upgrades. We have Nota's Fate Piercer, Nota's Experimental Dagger, Nota's Fate Crusher, Nota's Experimental Axe, Nota's Fate Caster, Nota's Experimental Staff, and Restored Experimental Visage. Okay, this hollow out Phage head oddly seems to fit you quite comfortably. And the holographic display works too. This item requires a DA to use. Broken Experimental Visage will drop from a future quest. Okay, so this is still not available yet, but wow, very very cool. And all of these are just cosmetic items, so we are definitely going to get some of them. Let's get the Experimental Staff, let's get the Fate Caster, Experimental Axe, let's get the Fate Crusher, Experimental Dagger, and let's get the Fate Piercer. Oh, oops. Okay, inventory full. I hope these are DC tagged. They should be, right? Okay, so I'm going to chuck all these in the bank. Fate Crusher. Wait, what? What? Okay, they are not DC tagged, and neither are they DA tagged. Huh. Okay. Right, so I'm a little bit full on space now, but you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to buy more item slots. Okay, because yeah, let's increase our bank slots. I do think we need some more bank slots. Let's buy one. Let's buy another one. And let's buy one more. Okay, done. So I wanted to get all of them, including the experimental versions, but since they are not DC tagged, we don't want to get too many, alright? So I'm going to go ahead and get the experimental dagger as well, and then we will chuck it in the bank. All in all, I think the artwork is okay. Whoops, why did I click on the in? Yeah, anyways, I think the artwork is okay. It's not my favorite artwork, but you know, art is a matter of personal preference after all, right? So yeah, I think they look good. They don't look bad, but not my favorite artwork. Okay, I do really like the helm though. I just wish we could have gotten it sooner. So for those of you guys who are warring alongside me and all of the other warmongers, wish you guys luck. Don't give up and continue warring on. Hopefully we'll see an end to this by next week's release, which is another week. I mean, we took a week to reach 50%, so I assume the other 50% will probably take another week, but I think a lot of people have slowed down, and some people have counter broken already, so they are going to stop warring unless they want to continue on an alt, which is pretty crazy to me. So that's going to do it for today's short video. I hope you guys have enjoyed today's video. If you have, be sure to give this video a thumbs up, and of course subscribe to this channel if you guys would like to see more of such future content. Till the next time, I'm your host Korriban Gaming. Peace out.